You know what else is going to be really cool?
What's that?
Watching the LA Lakers fold like cheap tents tonight.
They're not going to do that.
Because here's what we know
Pride.
about the Lakers. What we know about the Lakers is that the LeBron James experiment has been an outright failure in LA. He's better at flopping than he is at coming up big this particular year in the playoffs. And they don't want to get back on a jet and fly to Denver to be abused in Game 5 in Denver. And by the way, look at this. First off, you need an asterisk at the top there. That's not
an asterisk. That's a championship.
Again, the bubble doesn't count. None of us who played in the league count the bubble as a championship. Right? None of us. Ask any one of us who have the association card in our pocket. We do not count 2020 as a real championship.
Deal. Tim Hardaway, do you count 2020 as a real championship?
Yes.
Boom!
Thank you.
Boom! Excuse me.
Because they played. They played.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Tim didn't play during the bubble year. He'd been retired for 10 years when the bubble came around. Put that garbage back up for a minute, will you? LeBron James. He's missed the playoffs. He's missed the playoffs more than he's made the playoffs. All right. It's just embarrassing. He's gotten 2 head coaches fired. He'll get Ham fired after this year.
No, he won't.
And the Lakers are going to show you their individual level of self-esteem tonight when they lose by 30.
If Darvin Ham get fired, he's going straight to Milwaukee and be a Milwaukee coach. All right, let's get that together. So LeBron, he should want Darvin Ham. It's going to be a tough game for the Lakers to come out and play tonight.
Because they know it's over.
It's at home. They know that they can't win 4 straight games against this team.
Right.
This team is very. They have a complete team. From 1 to 10, they could play anybody and start anybody on a team. And you are really seeing why everybody is talking about the Joker. He comes out and plays every night the same way. Murray is healthy. Murray is just healthy. He's showing you how healthy he is. And I love what Malone said to him and said, you know what, you're going to come back better than ever after this ACL. And we're going to need you, and you're going to come and play well for us again. And that's what he's doing now. He don't care who you are. This kid is out scoring 24 points in the fourth quarter. Just taking on for his team when they think they got Jokić locked up and they think that they're going to take over the game.
How about 30 points in the first half?
The
other night.
But he's just scoring at will. They do not have an answer for him. Russell looks slow. Schroeder looks slow. LeBron, Father Time, is starting to catch up with him, and you can tell that he's tired out there.
Yeah, listen, the other thing about the Lakers is that in their history, down 3-0 in a series, which has happened 8 times previous to this year, forget about coming back and trying to make it a series. They've never even won a game. And my gut about the intestinal fortitude, the personality of this squad is that they're quitters. They're going to give up. And that's my expectation for tonight. Yeah, I think they come out of the gate firing. LeBron's going to want to put on a show, a couple high-flying dunks and this and that crap. But by the time we get to the midway through the third quarter, it's going to be the same thing we've seen in the first 3 games. Attrition. Yeah. An older player, no disrespect. He's a great player, but he's almost 40 years old. He doesn't have the legs he used to have.
Correct.
He fades down the stretch. Anthony Davis is a joke. We know that. He doesn't come to play every single night. And now you're asking all the role players to do more than what their roles are.
Exactly.
It's a great example between the Miami Heat and the LA Lakers in that. In Miami, they don't ask the role players to do anything outside of their role. And then Jimmy does the rest. Bam does the rest. In LA, they need those guys to give you a random Hoochie Mama 30-point night. Right, at Austin Reeves, 25-point night. And when you ask those guys, role players, to do more than what their roles are, consecutive games or more often than they should, eventually there's a reason you are who you are. And we're going to see that tonight. I think they embarrass themselves. I think they go out meekly tonight. I think they make a million excuses as to why. I think they talk about, if we had this team all year, it would have been different. I think they blame probably referees. They'll probably blame Adam Silver. They'll take no ownership of being a train wreck that they are. And it'll be another year that the LeBron Lakers do not go to an NBA final or win a championship. the LeBron LA connection has been an outright disaster.
It has
not a single title that counts.
It has not been a disaster. It's not been what they've wanted it to be.
And by the way, all you Laker fans out there, go ahead.
So what I would say, watching, number one, the Lakers aren't going to lay down. They're not going to quit.
Did you? Come on. Have you watched them at all?
I have watched them.
Okay,
I've definitely watched them.
Go ahead.
But I will say this before I even continue to get into the Lakers. The Denver Nuggets, you said it 1 through 10 or whatever, like those guys are playing with a hunger like a team that's never won it. And when you have that behind you and you have a team that's won it and some guys who've won it, they kind of play with a sense of entitlement or expectation that, this team is going to falter at some point. That's not the Denver Nuggets. You have to take it to them. I don't think right now that's what the Lakers have been doing. You just spoke to it, and they've been wanting their role players to step up. Well, their number one role player, in my opinion, D'Angelo Russell, has been non-existent.
Right.
Like you have him in a starting role to apply pressure. You even feature him in your offense to start getting off earlier in the games. Like, we got to get you going, D-Lo, because they know if we can get him going early, he stays with it. You're going to perform even better, give better effort on the defensive end, which they definitely need him to do. So for me, LeBron James, Anthony Davis has to be what they've always wanted him to be when they signed him and brought him over. You see D'Lo right there putting up shots after the game. This is not the first time we've seen this in this series. Like, we need you to hit buckets like this in the game, though. It absolutely.
Brutal.
I love these videos. They mean absolutely nothing.
It means nothing.
I hate them so much.
Hey, guess what? In a non-game situation with no defense, you can knock down a three-point shot.
Yeah.
Woo!
But LeBron James,
I dunked yesterday in my driveway.
James in this series, LeBron James, and not only in this series, but in this season, he hasn't been able to finish around the rim the way that we've seen him in the past. And you can tell that the lift isn't there. It looks great when he's on a fast break, get those wide open dunks. It's like, year 17, 18, 19, 20, he's still doing this. Yeah. Most guys can do that. But when you have a Joker or Michael Porter Jr. or Aaron Gordon at the rim and you have to finish around them, contest it, he hasn't been able to do that.
And I'd like to say this, if I may. I think a statement needs to be made. I think it was 2 years ago where the NBA came out with the 75th anniversary team. The 75 greatest players to ever play the sport of basketball. You remember that came out, right? And on that list, they curried favor to Anthony Davis. He had accomplished nothing in his NBA career, but those that claimed to be basketball experts decided that he was one of the 75 greatest players to ever play basketball. Jokić was not on that list. All right? And what you're seeing now is the domination of an above-average player from a great player. This guy right here owns this guy right here. And that's been plain for all of us to witness in this particular series. You're talking about an overrated player versus one of the great players to ever play basketball on the greatest stage of all. He's got 2 MVPs. He had one at the time. He had 1 MVP at the time that the list came out, and we mocked him. We laughed at him. We said, he can't hang with Anthony Davis. He owns Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis sees him in his sleep, and he wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning recognizing, I'm not in the same league as this guy, this beer-drinking, cigarette-smoking, European rock star. The guy that could wrestle a cow, take down a bear, and drop a 3 in your grill while winning back-to-back MVPs is the future of the NBA. It's too bad for him. He plays in Denver where nobody cares about basketball. Because if he played in any city that cared about basketball, this guy would be thought of not just a 75, a top 25 player in the history of our great game, Tim.
I tell you this, Denver has had a bunch of great basketball players.
Sure.
It is a great basketball city.
Yep.
We do care that Denver has this type of team. They just don't show them enough on big games like Sunday games, Thursday night games.
It's a football town.
But it's football town. But they still should show them and his great talent and what Malone and all the GM and everybody in that front office has brought to that team. So in saying that, Murray being healthy, that's a big key to their team.
Yep.
And he's showing it right now. I guarantee you, just like your Jets are going to be on 6 prime time on TV.
Right, because Aaron Rodgers.
Next year, they're going to be on Christmas Day.
They should be on Christmas Day.
All right,
Yes,
next year,
against the
they're going to
Knicks.
be on TV all year long. You know, all year long.
Yep.
This guy here, he just plays the game of basketball. He like Jimmy Butler. He comes in, does his work, stay late, come early, lift his weights, do what he needs to do. He got himself back in shape going into the bubble. He lost about 30 pounds that year when the bubble, like for that 3 months, he came in, lost leaner and everything. This guy is a reckon for people to understand.
Top 25 of all time.
He's
in that conversation,
I say
right?
he's top 25 or top 15 in the NBA, or maybe top 10 in the NBA now, but top 25 all time. His numbers show it. His numbers showing it, and he's backing it up.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.